Welcome to Pale Blue Pod, the astronomy podcast for people who are overwhelmed by the universe but still want to be its friend. I'm your host, Dr. Moiya McTier. I'm an astrophysicist, a folklorist, and a big best friend to the universe. And today I'm joined by Mayanna Berrin. She's a comedian, a voice actor, and writer for animation and games. You may have heard her on the Wandering Path podcast or seen her on Story Quest. Thank you so much for being here, Mayanna.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited. I didn't know I was on a first name basis with a best friend of the universe. What an honor and a privilege.
Yes. Maybe this is me being a little bit, too full of myself, but I believe I'm one of the universe's favorites.
I think you are.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And one of the things I'm trying to do with this show is introduce other people to the universe so that they can also be among its favorites.
Oh my God. Wow. Okay. So now I'm getting an intro. This is fantastic. Wow. Thank you so much.
Universe, meet Mayanna. Mayanna, meet universe.
Hi, universe.
I think you'll two be very close.
Love what you're doing with your hair. Very excited.
Whoa.
Long-time listener, first-time caller.
Perfect. Yeah, I am curious to learn later about your relationship status with the universe. But first, can you tell the listeners where we're recording from?
Yes. Oh my gosh. We are inside a very posh, plush genie lamp. It's got velvety green and purple couches everywhere. There's a big fountain in the middle that is the fountain of juice. But if you wish for any other beverage, it appears in the fountain and it's on tap. It's great.
Magical.
Lots of lovely curtains hanging down. It's just a good hang in here. We're just hanging out with our little wispy tails. It's great.
The genie bottle is so comfy, and I really appreciate that we've had to tap into some dimension folding technology to fit ourselves in here.
Pocket dimension.
We did have to use the pocket dimension dial on the Pale Blue Pod transport machine.
Does it get a lot of work, that dial, or do we have to blow the
Not
cobwebs
so far.
off? Oh, hey.
But I'm so glad that you had us use it because we paid extra for the package when we first got the transport machine, and so it's nice to see it used.
And they told you that you were going to use it all the time, but it's one of those things where you're like, seasonally,
Well, it was more like my co-host at the time, she was like, well, Moiya, you just never know when we're going to want to fold into a mini pocket dimension. We should get it just in case. And I listened to Corinne, and she was right. I never knew.
Thanks, Corinne.
And here we are.
There you go. Honestly, I'm glad you guys splurged. You deserve it.
Me too. Okay, so now that we are, all the listeners know, we're in this genie bottle. I am wearing my little genie outfit.
So
Neither
cute.
one of us has legs.
Nope, no legs. Just little cloudy wisps.
It's cloudy wisp. It's great. Now that we are both just cloudy wisps from the waist down, it's time for you to take your preliminary exam.
Okay.
Here at Pale Blue Podiversity, everyone who passes through has to take our preliminary exam.
Oh my gosh.
And there are no right or wrong answers on this exam. It's all meant to get to know who you are so we can more effectively place you into activities and classes here at the Podiversity.
Oh, I can't wait. I love school.
Really?
I do.
Oh my God, kindred.
Yes.
I did 22 years of school.
I respect
loved
it.
it so much. And now I like informal school.
Yes, I feel that very much.
Okay. Well, then let's get going with the quiz.
I can't wait.
There are 8 questions. The first question is, what's your relationship status with the universe?
I will say my relationship status with the universe, very good. I'd say we really understand each other. There are sometimes, it's like, okay, I think the universe is kind of like that friend who challenges you, who's like, hey, that outfit's not it. And you're like, I know. They hold you accountable. They keep you honest. But sometimes it's hard. But overall, at the end of it, when you rise to the occasion, the universe is there to be like, I knew you could do it. And I'm like, you were right.
We all need that tough love friend.
Yes.
The friend who's going to tell us when we have something in our teeth and when we're not doing as much as we could be doing.
Exactly.
And we're eventually grateful for it.
In the moment, it's annoying, but you're like, this is why you need a friend like this. It's important.
Oh, the universe is great at being that friend.
It really do be like that.
It throws things at you and you're like, now? You think
like,
I can handle this now?
And they're like, I wouldn't have given it to you if you weren't ready. And you're like, universe, uni, oh my God.
You're on nickname basis
I'm
with
on
the universe
nickname.
now.
I'm on. Hey, we go way back.
You do. Almost 14 billion years.
Yes. And still young.
Mm-hmm. And thriving.
Okay,
this is the mathiest that the quiz gets.
Okay.
Do you have a favorite equation?
Oh, man. I'm a big algebra person.
Love.
So I think it's the x equals negative b plus minus 2a. I think b squared minus 4ac all over something else. I can't remember the end of it. I had to learn the rhyme. But yeah.
Did you learn the dance to go with it?
Oh, no, I did not. There's a dance?
One of the other hosts at Multitude introduced me to a dance.
Oh, my God.
A couple months ago. And you are like... It's the math symbols dance where you're like the dividing line and you're like the plus sign.
And then you
It's
say
great.
camp rock and you clap and you like march down the quad and yeah, it's great. Amazing. That is
Every time you say
hilarious.
it has to end like that. All the tests that you that you used for it, they got interrupted.
Amazing.
Okay, so that's the quadratic formula you're going with for your favorite
formula.
equation.
Yes, I'd say so.
Love. I'm always surprised by people's answers to that question. It just never ceases to amaze me.
What's your favorite equation?
You're the first person who's asked.
Oh my gosh.
It's Kepler's law.
Kepler's law?
So Kepler's law is what tells you how fast a planet should go around a star based on the star's mass. And we know that the period of a planet squared is proportional to the distance of that planet from its star to the third power.
Dang, I just remembered what podcast we're doing, and I'm like, I'm about to have my mind blown today. I'm going to be like learning all sorts of stuff. I'm like, I don't know any of this stuff. This is great.
Good. Yeah. Just some surprise education.
I love it. Kepler's law. I'll have to look that up.
The next question on the prelim exam is, what do you think is the best planet?
Best planet? Oh my goodness.
According to any metric that comes to your mind.
Best planet. Man, I am biased. I'm going to have to say Earth. I'm sure that's not, I'm sure that florals for spring groundbreaking, but I love Earth. It rocks.
Yeah, it's a good one.
It's my home.
It's done so much for us.
It has done so much for us. It's also like, there's something kind of endearing about it in like, it's third in the order. You're like, aw, that's cute. Like there's all these goofy little guys trying to make podcasts running around. It's mostly water. It's just a little dude. It rolls up to like the planet functions and everyone's like, aw, do you have a bunch of little guys running around on there again? Oh, Earth.
I love this branding of Earth as just a little dude.
Earth is just a little guy.
Just a wet little guy.
He's always showing up. It's like, why are your shoes wet? And it's like, I don't know. I try to dry them, and they just keep getting wet.
I just can't help it.
But he's like excited to be there. Like, wherever he is, he's the number one fan. He brings a foam finger with him everywhere he goes.
You know, maybe all the water is just sweat. The Earth is so excited to get places.
He's so
it
amped.
Runs there, and then just buckets of sweat.
You're like, no, you're just in time. He's like, yeah, yes.
The Earth, much like a queen, is never too early or too late.
Correct.
It arrives exactly when it's meant to.
Correct. Yes.
Okay, I know you love the Earth, but imagine you're an astronaut about to leave the Earth.
Ooh.
What song are you playing during your launch?
Oh, man. Miracle by Caravan Palace.
Okay, you had that so fast.
It was the first one that came to my mind, so I feel like that means something. I love that song.
I've never heard this song. What's its vibe?
It's okay. It's like, I think it's electro swing is technically the genre, but it's got this like kind of amping bit at the beginning that feels very launch-y.
Ooh.
Put it in the show notes or something. I don't know, but I love that song. It's very bouncy, very boppy, very fun.
Yeah, you'll be bouncing and bopping around
bouncing
right
and
before
bopping
that
through
launch.
space. Let's
I promise
go.
you.
Yes, Miracle by Caravan Palace.
Caravan Palace. I am making a Spotify playlist of all of the songs that people answer this question with.
Oh,
so
yay.
people can go and listen to the Pale Blue Pod guest stars Blast Off playlist.
Blast off. Let's go. Hell yeah.
Let's go.
Yes.
Now to get a peek into your psyche as a person, would you rather be an M-type star burning low and slow or an O-type star burning hot and fast?
Oh my God, that's so tricky. I think low, slow. I think low, slow. I think it's like, you know, I think it's because like I'm a very impatient person by nature, and so I think it's good for me to like give myself that obstacle, because it's like sometimes you like wake up and you're like, something's gotta happen like every day, and you're like, no dude, some days nothing's gotta happen, it's fine.
Some days are couch days.
Yes. I saw a little like infographic on Instagram or whatever where it was like, schedule your self-care like you schedule your appointments. And I was like, that is honestly a really smart. So now I have, can I swear on this podcast?
Yes, you can.
Okay, cool. I have a little block on my calendar sometimes that just says stay the fuck at home.
Because if it's on the calendar, you'll respect it.
Exactly. I'm like, you know what? I can't make it. I'm booked that day.
I'm booked. My calendar is full.
Of stay the fuck at home. Exactly.
They don't need to know what it's full of.
They have no idea.
But
I have a previous engagement.
That is so valid. I don't schedule them. I just take them when I want.
I think that's great.
Probably too many, but that's okay.
No,
Things get done.
No, never too many. I'll be your bouncer for those negative self-talk thoughts. No, you can't get in here. You can't come in the lamp.
Thank you. I need
You're welcome.
that.
Absolutely.
Okay, 2 more questions. The penultimate question: what do you think is something that is scarier than a black hole?
Oh, scarier than a black hole. Oh. Black holes are terrifying. This is a silly answer. I think the thing scarier than a black hole is when somebody texts you and says, hey, are you on your way? And you don't remember what that's for.
That is such a real answer, because even you saying that gave me a little spike of cortisol.
Exactly. And that's like, you feel like you're in a black hole because your memory has betrayed you, where you're like, where was I supposed to be? How are we here right now? Am I going to be late? Am I going to make it at all?
Again, going back to the calendar, if it's not on there,
nope, it don't
exist. It's not in my head. So the number of times I have just completely not shown up to a podcast recording, and I felt terrible about it.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, you're right. That is scarier than a black hole. Final question. What constellation do you think we should get rid of? Oh. And what should we replace it with?
We don't need 2 dippers, man. You know?
Thank you. That's what I've been saying this whole time.
Yeah. It's like, hey, it's the same thing with like Ursa Major and Ursa Minor. I'm like, I get it. 2 is fun. Mom and baby, we love it. But like 2 dippers, come on. Pick your favorite, call it the medium dipper, and then keep it moving. Because you can't compare its sizes anymore. So it's just, it's the mid dipper.
Okay, so are you collapsing the 2 into the mid dipper?
Yeah. Sorry, astrologists.
Don't get over it. Actually, they won't. They won't get over it because they're still not over the 13th zodiac sign being added.
Ophiuchus.
You knew it.
How can you forget Ophiuchus? That's the craziest name ever. It sounds like something you say when you sneeze. Ophiuchus. Like, what?
Oh, it does. Yeah, so they wouldn't get over it. You're right.
I feel like, okay, maybe you can answer this question for me. So it's like in the realm of different space studies, is it like high school cliques? Do they like not get along? Do they?
Kind of. Actually, yeah. The people who study galaxies and the people who study stars versus the planets people, very different communities.
Fascinating.
And part of that is that exoplanets is a relatively new field. We didn't find the first one until 1992. Whoa. So it's still like growing and it's still new and shiny. And a lot of the young astronomers are going into planets, leaving the kind of like legacy fields of stars and galaxies, wondering like, why don't you like us anymore? And the stars and galaxies people, because they are older, they have more like established cultures in them, and they have like their own software packages that they use that the stars people would never use, and it's pretty interesting.
That is delightful information to me. I love when it's like because this is what I'm going to compare it to. When I worked at Universal Studios Orlando, like the cliques of the different rides that you would work at. So like the Dr. Seuss people and the Harry Potter people and the Jurassic Park people, and like everybody thought like we were all like, we're the best ride. Like it was like straight up like high school again, where it's like, you're not sitting with the Jurassic Park people, are you? Like that kind of thing. It was very silly.
Not on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
Did you get to opt in to those rides? So it was like a self-selected community thing, or were they randomly assigned and then you just really entrenched your identities there?
You were randomly assigned. I think like I'm trying to remember when it was like a job fair thing, and I think you can like put like a preference or, you know, like a ranking of like, I would love to be working this ride, and then if not that, this ride, da-da-da. But what was interesting was if there was ever a call out on another ride and your ride had too many employees that day, you'd get like loaned out to the other rides. So like my first week I was working in the castle, there was a call out at Seuss. So I was in my little Seuss outfit. Very different uniform situation. It had like the one fish, two fish on it. It was great.
Did you feel like a traitor that day?
I did. I felt like I was like, it's like a fantasy thing where it's like, you're going to the neighboring army to protect the elven forest. And you're like, oh boy, okay, hope they like me over there. I'm going to bring a peace gift. I don't know. Yeah. I don't want to offend the elves. Very silly.
I make a friend. Oh, I never would have picked up on that.
Yeah.
Nice.
It was like high school all over again. It was great.
My high school was way too small to have cliques like that. There were like 55 people in our graduating class, so everyone had to do everything.
Yeah. I kind of like that better though, because like it feels more you're part of a collective, where it's like you're knowing people as individuals rather than like groupings of like, you're all in the band. Like that's weird.
Right. The downside to this like community feel is that everyone knows everyone's business.
Oh, 100%.
And everyone has dated everyone.
Absolutely. When I was in college, I got my BFA, and so I was one of 20 kids my freshman year. And by senior year, we were down to 16 kids. I remember there was one guy who I think had kind of hooked up with all the other girls except me. And so I decided on principle that I would not hook up with him. It's like, no hat trick for you, my guy.
You're not going to collect them all here. We're not Pokemon.
We can't catch them all. I'm Mewtwo. I'm out of here.
Good for you.
Thank you.
Respect. Well, you did an excellent job on this prelim quiz. Wow, I don't even know what classes we're going to put you in. I feel like you'll get to pick all of your own electives, because it seems like you have a really firm grasp on the things that the universe has going on.
Thank you so much. I felt that, but hearing you say it, now it feels really real to me. So thank you so much. What a fun quiz. Delightful time.
Yay. 3 gold stars.
Yay! Ooh.
So today we're going to be doing like a roundup of space news stories from the last few months, things that have stuck with me, that people asked me about, things that I saw while I was scrolling through the news. I have 5 different news stories for you. I want you to choose which ones you hear, like in the order. So I have 5 kind of clickbaity, I guess, kind of misleading headlines.
I love that. I can't wait.
You could choose your headline, and then I do want you to tell me what you think the story is going to be.
Great.
Okay.
Fantastic.
Okay, I'm gonna read all 5 of them.
Okay.
And you let me know which one you want to hear first.
All right.
Option number 1. Earth knows what it's like to have that family friend who swoops in just in time to eat Thanksgiving dinner and then leave.
Who wrote this? I want names.
We all have that family friend. So that's option number 1. Option number 2 is romance books lied to me about how inevitable it is that people will fuck in forced close proximity. Probably.
All right. All right.
Option number 3, a mostly good thing you can look forward to more of.
What?
It's mostly good, and there will be more of it.
And you can look forward to more of it.
Yeah. Next option, robot cat plays at finding a forbidden planet like it's a ball of string.
Okay.
And finally, this Greek princess wanted to be left alone in peace, but we decided to throw a mosquito at her instead.
All right, man. Okay. I do want to do the romance novel one first. Read me that title again so I can guess what this is.
Romance books lied to me about how inevitable it is that people will fuck in forced close proximity, ... Probably.
Okay, I think this is about a romance novel about two astronauts that hook up in space. That's got to be what it is, right? It's got to be.
In that vein, yeah. This is the story about those two astronauts that have been stuck on the ISS since the summer. You heard about them?
No.
Oh, yes. Okay, great. I'm breaking the news to you.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
So as far as we know, these two astronauts have been in close proximity and have not slept with each other. But I don't know. I don't know for sure. But romance books did tell me that when you spend enough time forced to be close to someone else, you will sleep together.
Yeah. Wow.
But apparently the romance books lie because Butch Wilmore and Suni Williams are two astronauts. They both have pilot experience in their past coming from the military. They have been stuck on the International Space Station since June 5th of 2024. Their mission was supposed to last 1 week. They were supposed to be in space for 1 week, and they are going to end up being in space for 8 months.
Why?
Great question. I'm so glad you asked. It has to do with the way America is funneling the space industry into private companies and making it more commercial. Because they've gotten two private companies, SpaceX and Boeing, involved with taking people to space. The eye roll when I said Boeing was priceless.
That is crazy. That's crazy. Didn't Boeing get sued this year?
Boeing has had some of the worst string of press releases that I have ever seen a company have. They've had two deadly plane crashes.
Right.
There was the thing about the door falling off in the middle of a flight. And now they have stranded two astronauts on the International Space Station.
I'm still trying to figure out why they're physically trapped on the space station. What do the private companies have to do with these two people being stuck on the International Space Station?
Okay, so let me tell you how they got there.
Okay.
Back in 2014, NASA signed a $4.2 billion contract with Boeing to help them launch things from the Earth up into space, especially doing these maintenance trips to the International Space Station or to the Hubble Space Station or whatever. SpaceX has been pretty successful in doing a lot of those trips. My personal feelings about Elon Musk aside.
Yeah. And other people work there that are doing their job correctly, so...
You're right. I get excited about SpaceX's accomplishments for those people.
100%. Exactly. Yes.
SpaceX also got a contract in around 2014 with NASA, but it was for less money. I think around $2.5 billion.
Pocket change.
Basically
the insult.
nothing.
I can't... Wow. Did they negotiate? Did they talk to anybody? That's
a good question.
Such a low number.
What was the haggling process in that?
The lawyers
contract?
they had, leaving money on the table. I'm done with this bit. We got to move.
So, with their $4.2 billion from NASA, Boeing started to develop Starliner, which was going to be their flagship spacecraft.
Got it.
And it, from the beginning, was filled with failures and pitfalls and delays.
First of all, that name, come on. That's a
Starliner?
1970s. That's what did you watch? What did you go on Star Tours twice?
It wasn't the most creative name.
I wouldn't say so. So that's a bad sign off the jump. But then all the other stuff you also said probably
is
also bad.
You're right. Just a red flag from the very beginning. There was an official report from NASA and other government safety groups that were looking at Starliner and how it was performing, and they raised red flags in this report. They said the parachute system doesn't work, some of the communication systems are being weird, and it was delayed several years from its original planned launch. A few times while they were doing test flights, they ran into issues with like fuel leakage, and that came back during the launch. So they launch in 2024.
Okay.
on the day of the launch, this is 10 years after they've gotten the contract, and they've had 10 years to perfect this spacecraft. On the day of the launch, they find a helium leak in the spacecraft. And everyone's like, no, it's okay. It's in a separate compartment from where the people are. It's fine.
Oh, okay.
As if we haven't learned anything from the Challenger disaster.
No.
So they find that one helium leak and they let it go. While the spacecraft is in transit, because it does successfully launch, there are 4 more leaks found in different parts of the spacecraft.
Okay.
Also, while they're in the air, some of their thrusters stop working. So they use thrusters to direct themselves in the right direction, and they stopped working. But they do, after 26 hours, make it to the International Space Station. They dock their spacecraft, and they start looking at all of the things that have gone wrong to see if they can fix it. And they're talking to NASA at Mission Control, trying to figure out how they're going to solve this problem. And NASA goes back to Boeing, and Boeing's like, big shrug. I don't know what to do. NASA doesn't really know what to tell them to do because the thrusters are not coming back online.
Okay.
So a week later, they're still trying to get them to fix the system.
Oh, my God.
By now, they have already been up in space as long as they were supposed to be in space. And they keep pushing back their return, trying to come up with solutions until August of this year, when NASA finally announced, actually, you know what? We're just going to have to send another spacecraft up to get them, and they can send Starliner back uncrewed. So Starliner detached from the International Space Station without anyone in it to pilot it, and it landed back on Earth fine.
That's amazing. That part's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, we have good, like, autopilot functioning there.
Wow.
And honestly, the 2 astronauts probably could have come back in Starliner and been okay, but NASA didn't want to risk it.
That's fair.
So they said, we're going to send a SpaceX craft up to get you. SpaceX sent, I think it was a Crew Dragon craft up in September, but they have to be really careful with the timing when they're coming back from space or when they're launching to space. This is why the launches are planned so far in advance, because you need to have a very favorable set of conditions. So even though the SpaceX craft got there in September, NASA said in August, these people aren't coming home until February.
Oh, my God. Okay, so first of all, if I was on a ship that was leaking and we were grateful that we were lucky that we made it to the space station, those people fucked immediately. We don't even need to speculate how long it took. If they thought they were going to die, they on site, the minute they're on the space station, like, that's it. Game over, first of all. So that's the first thing. Man, I would be so miffed. I'd be so miffed if I was like, I'll be back in a week. Not.
They have to vote from the International Space Station. NASA has worked with, like, the polling people, the polling officials, to figure out how astronauts can vote from space, because it's been necessary before.
Okay.
Yeah.
I do love that. That's a really cute. That's actually adorable. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, we still want you to vote because, it's your right. And we're a country of freedom. So, just send it through the missile back to Earth, and then we'll collect it for you, and we'll count it just like all the rest of the votes.
Yeah.
How do you send a vote? It's just probably like text or electronic, right?
Yeah,
like they can't send physical.
Did it electronically.
That's adorable.
Mm-hmm. So it can be done.
That's such a great, that should be the vote. It's like astronauts are voting from space. You can go to the library.
Yes.
You can. It's okay.
Yeah, make that an ad, please.
Yes.
So yeah, now you know about the space station astronauts. They do claim to be happy that they have this extra time up in space.
Yeah, space
They've been
rocks.
doing experiments. They've been, like, doing interviews.
Amazing. Wait, I'm going to see what these people look like. Butch and Suni, Starliner. Let's see here. Oh, they're so cute.
They're so
I think they
cute.
hooked up. They must have. Come on.
Yeah. The official headcanon of Pale Blue Pod is that the ISS astronauts hooked up.
100%. Yeah.
If only to maintain my faith in romance.
I love romance, so I'm the same. Yeah.
Now you also have a sense for how these headlines work.
These headlines, I mean, I get it because, every online publication is having to do the clickbait thing. But it's so funny thinking about the journalists who are like, I have to BuzzFeedify this space news so that people will read it. Please.
Yes. To be clear, these are headlines that I came up with last night while I was high.
Oh,
these
even
are not
better.
Actual headlines, yeah.
Even better. Honestly, I like that better. That's great.
Thanks. So, Mayanna went to order a very specific drink with lots of different ingredients from the magic fountain. I think that's going to take a while, so I figured, why not share some messages with you? My first message is a big old thank you to all of the patrons who support this show every single month financially. I could not make the show without your support, truly. But I want to give a special thank you to my sun-like stars, Scott Reynolds, Augustin, and Tom T. You're golden and you're great. And I have a new red dwarf star in the sky. Thank you and welcome, Kelly. Remember, you're more magnetically active than any of our suns. You can join this crew, you can support the show, and get research notes for almost every single episode by joining our Patreon for just about $1 per episode. Or you could sign up for a whole year up front and end up getting a 13% discount across the entire calendar year. You can find Pale Blue Pod merch, Patreon info, and more at palebluepod.com. But if you already know you want to support us financially, head on over to patreon.com/palebluepod. Okay, I have a game recommendation for you. Are you ready to explore distant galaxies? Catan Starfarers brings the excitement of space exploration right to your tabletop. In this interstellar adventure, you'll build fleets, you'll explore new planets, and trade with alien species. Whether you're fascinated by astronomy, and it's probably a good chance that you are, or you enjoy an excellent science fiction adventure, Catan Starfarers lets you experience the thrill of exploring the galaxy in a whole new way. For a limited time, visit CatanShop.com and use the coupon code PALEBLUE. You'll get a 10% discount on Catan Starfarers before they're all gone. Again, that's CATAN shop.com. Use the code PALEBLUE. You'll get a 10% discount on Catan Starfarers. All right, now I have a podcast recommendation, another show in the Multitude Collective. It's Wow If True. This is your one-stop internet culture shop, explaining how what's happening online shapes the real world. The hosts are the internet experts and real-life besties to unravel it all. They're tech culture journalist Amanda Silberling and science fiction author / attorney at law Isabel J. Kim Esquire. More importantly, they're the only podcast that will mention Neopets and horizontal mergers in the same episode. They're asking and answering your burning questions about the internet, like who is Bigalus Dickalus and why are Silicon Valley bros biohacking their mouths? So check out Wow If True wherever on the internet you find your podcasts. New episodes come out every other Wednesday, and the internet is such a huge part of our lives these days. Learn about it with Wow If True. And now a message from Brian and Robin.
Hello, I'm Brian Cox.
And I'm Robin Ince. He understands the nature of the universe.
And so does Robin.
Well, do you know what? I do have my moments, especially after this new series, The Infinite Monkey Cage, because we are joined by experts at Bletchley Park who are talking about cyber warfare, an unexpected history of the body at the Royal Society. Plus, we'll be talking about de-extinction, elasticity, and embryology.
And there will be comedic interludes. And Pam Ayres on hedgehogs. I mean, she's not riding the...
Listen wherever you get your podcasts.
And Mayanna's back. I gotta say, that drink looks delicious, so... well worth the wait. Let's get back to the news.
Can we do the Greek princess one next?
Yes!
Can you lay that one on me again?
This Greek princess wanted to be left alone in peace, but we decided to throw a mosquito at her instead.
This has got to be about some sort of constellations drama, right? Like there's like a Cassiopeia star formation, and then there was some other star formation, and it's called like the Buzz or something. I don't know. That's my headcanon. What is this? What is this?
That is a great but wrong explanation.
I'm sure.
This is about the Europa Clipper launch. Did you hear about Europa Clipper?
No.
Oh, I get to teach you so much.
I'm
This is
so
exciting.
excited.
So Europa is a moon around Jupiter, and it's named after this princess from Greek mythology. She was a beautiful princess that Zeus saw and fell in love with and had to have.
Classic Zeus.
So she gets whisked away by Zeus to the island of Crete, and she's impregnated. And one of her sons is King Minos, who is the Minotaur's father. So she is the Minotaur's grandma.
Amazing.
And one of the cool things about Europa, one of the, I guess, unique things about Europa is that she wasn't discovered by Hera as one of Zeus's mistresses. So she wasn't punished
Stealth.
like
Stealth
so many
100.
of the others were.
Amazing. I will also say, I feel like Zeus, it's striking me just now in this moment, Zeus is just the original pick-me boy.
Yes.
He was just always like, oh, me? What if I was just a little swan?
What if I'm just a cow?
What if I'm just a cow? Like, would you still love me if I was a cow?
Would you still love me if I was just some golden rain?
Yeah, would you just love me if I was like just glitter in the sky? Please, maybe? My wife is so mean to me.
That is Zeus. And astronomers are so messy. We keep sending things to the whole Jovian system, the Jupiter and all of its moons.
Yeah.
Named after women in Zeus's/Jupiter's life. So we sent a telescope to study Jupiter, and we called it Juno.
No, come on.
Yeah.
Hera is up there just like, these bitches be rubbing this shit in my face to this day.
To this day.
To this day. Hera had enough. That is so funny.
It's so funny, and it's so important to a lot of astronomers these days. Specifically, this moon is one of the only other places in the solar system where scientists think there might be life.
That's very exciting. That's very cool. Okay.
It's one of the bigger moons around Jupiter, and it has an ice sheet surrounding it. So the surface is entirely icy, but underneath that ice surface, we think that there are miles worth of liquid water ocean.
Cool. Cool.
And we know that life formed in the water here on Earth, so we expect to find life around water elsewhere. And there's not that much water in the solar system. There's this moon, Europa, and then there's another moon called Enceladus around Saturn.
Wasn't there water on Mars, or am I wrong?
There is water in the polar caps.
Oh, okay.
And there was once more water that flowed, and we can see the channels where the water flowed on Mars.
Okay, so it was proof there was water.
Water. But there aren't many places with, like, standing liquid water in the solar system.
Fascinating.
And so we want to go to the moon, we want to go to Europa, and we want to study the surface and, if possible, any of the water underneath. I do remember people talking about a plan for a spacecraft that would go to Europa and drill down into it to collect a sample.
Whoa.
That is not what the Europa Clipper is going to do.
I can't wait. Okay.
But the Europa Clipper, it launched on October 14th, 2024, on top of another SpaceX rocket, because NASA really is just like paying these private companies to do their launches.
Wild.
And it was launched on a Falcon Heavy rocket for people who are very into rockets.
Falcon Punch rocket. Is that yeah, it's the Falcon Punch rocket. I know Star Fox. That's the extent of the space knowledge I have.
Wait, what is Star Fox?
Oh my god, okay. It's a Nintendo 64 game. And it's a bunch of anthropomorphic animals. There's Star Fox, who's a fox. He's like the cool main character guy. There's Slippy Toad. He's a frog with like an aviator helmet on. And he's like the young, scrappy guy. There's Falco, who's kind of like like, not Shadow the Hedgehog, but like very like, he's the moody best friend. He's blue. And you fly through space in your little spacecraft shooting like wild shit. I think the main boss is just like a levitating monkey head with two hands.
Is this from the 90s?
It's the 90s, and then more famously, Star Fox and Falco and a couple other characters from Star Fox are in Super Smash Brothers.
Oh,
and so
okay.
Falco has Falcon Punch or whatever. Or is that? Yeah.
Okay. I have seen Falco when I've watched people play Super Smash Bros.
He's blue. He's got a cool jacket.
There's a wing
There's
thing.
a wing. Yeah, he's got like wing hands. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Wow.
So I taught you something just as valuable as what you taught me, I would say.
did.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I feel very connected to the Toad character.
Slippy Toad, he's very
Slippy
cute.
Toad.
He's very
Okay.
cute. He's like the I can help everybody, like that kind of character vibe. He's also always in trouble. He's always like, Fox, help! I'm stuck. You know, like it's great.
He's the damsel of the group.
He literally very much is.
Yes, then just like Fox Star.
Star Fox. But yes,
Star
okay, so the
Fox.
Europa
Damn
Clipper,
it.
SpaceX.
SpaceX, Europa Clipper, the Falcon Heavy Punch rocket.
Boom. Yeah.
So Europa Clipper is not going to drill down into the ice sheet, unfortunately.
That's a bummer.
But it is planning 49 different flybys of Europa.
That is so cute.
Specifically 49.
That's so cute. Aw, it's like, hi. Hey, how's it going? Hi, okay, I'm coming back. Come back, Rebel. Like, you know.
Yes.
I'm personifying all these
exactly.
rockets for you.
I love it. Please don't stop.
Okay, I will continue.
Great. So it just launched a couple of weeks ago. It is not going to reach Jupiter until April of 2030.
Oh my god.
So when people are planning space missions, they're playing the long game. They're thinking about at least a decade in the future. I mean,
That's
they probably started
insane.
planning the Europa Clipper mission at least a decade ago.
Oh my god. Like, I don't know why, but that whatever that reason that makes me think of, like, you ever see like in Pixar movies where they're like production babies? It's like the babies that were born over the course of the time it took to make Onward or whatever. And they're like, people are like married or having children, or like there's like people who are like one way when that rocket went into the sky, and they're like a different person, at least on the cellular level, by the time that spaceship comes back. Like,
Yeah.
that's a whole new guy.
Yes, the people who are going to study Europa Clipper data, some of them have not even gone into college yet.
It's insane to me. I do love that though. Like, that's a level of devotion to something that that's like waiting for like the sailor to come home. It's like, someday Friedrich will return. I'll wait by the lighthouse every night for the Europa Clipper data to be read. Someday, somewhere, someone is being born right now who's going to look over the Europa Clipper data, and we don't know who they are. We don't know where they'll come from. Oh, that's special.
That person might find the first aliens in the solar system,
That's so sick.
right?
That's so. What am I doing? Like, what are any of us doing? We should be talking about this all the time.
You're welcome back anytime
Oh
you
my
want,
god!
and we
please.
can't talk about this all the time.
Please.
Yeah, so it's going to land, or not land, it's going to hover around the Jupiter system in 2030.
Incredible.
And it's taking that long because it's traveling 1.8 billion miles to get to Jupiter.
Oh my god. Okay, so that takes what? So that takes 6 years.
6 years.
6 years. Wow.
Or like 5.5.
Oh my god.
And it's not just taking like a straight path to Jupiter. It's going from Earth to Mars, and then it's zipping around Mars and coming back to the Earth. And then it's going to zip around the Earth. Both of these passes are called gravity assists.
Yes,
Where
it's a slingshot.
Yeah, oh, so you've heard of this. A slingshot.
You want to
yes,
know
perfect.
why I know about the slingshot?
Is it like Interstellar or something?
No. Have you ever been to Disney World in Orlando, Florida? Okay, there's a ride there called, I believe, Mission Space, and it's a G-forces spinning ride. So you feel the gravitational pull or whatever. And the
nice.
story of the ride is that you're going on a mission to Mars, and you need to slingshot around the moon. And so because it's going to take a long time, you go into like hypersleep, and then you like wake up, and so that was how I learned about the slingshot.
That's so cool.
It's a really cool ride. It's so funny. As a lady ages, I'm starting to get a little bit like nauseous, or like I get like vertigo when I go on that ride now, which is kind of a bummer. But when I was a scrappy little child, I was like, yeah, let's slingshot around the moon. Let's go. Gravity assist.
yeah.
That's really cool.
I do love the centrifugal force rides.
Yes.
That just like Velcro
Yeah,
you
you're like,
to the wall.
Yeah.
You don't even need a strap. You're
No
just
strap.
like on it.
Just physics, baby.
Just physics. I love it. Yes, a slingshot.
Amazing.
So it's slingshotting itself around Mars and then around Earth and picking up that extra momentum to accelerate towards Jupiter. The plan is to study the whole Jupiter system, but mostly Europa, through those 49, not 50, not 45, 49 flybys. It has 8 different science instruments on board, and they are designed to capture and analyze the dust and the gas that's kind of just like around the Jupiter system.
Cool.
They're going to measure magnetic activity because Jupiter has a ridiculously strong magnetic field.
Cool.
And when you look at it, it does kind of look like a mosquito. Like there's this extra long part. So one or two of the instruments, they're held away from the main spacecraft so that the spacecraft's electronics don't mess with the readings. And it was like held out on this little arm that kind of looks like a mosquito proboscis.
A little needle,
So, yeah.
like the little snout, or what are those called?
A proboscis.
Proboscis. Why have I heard that word before? I don't know, but that's really neat.
Mm-hmm.
Hell
and
yeah.
Europa just wanted to be left alone.
She really did. But now we're like, hi. I'll be back 48 more times. That's so cute. Okay, wait. Okay, so what are our 3 remaining clickbaits?
Yes. 3 remaining clickbaits. We have Earth knows what it's like to have that family friend who swoops in just in time to eat Thanksgiving and leave. We also have the robot cat that plays at finding a forbidden planet like it's a ball of string, and a mostly good thing that you can look forward to more of.
I think mostly good thing that I can look forward to more of. Let's do it.
The mostly good thing that you can look forward to is Aurora.
The Borealis?
The Borealis, or if you are in the south, Australis, because the sun right now is at its maximum magnetic activity. It operates on this 11-year cycle where it gets more magnetically active and less. So right now we're at a maximum, and we are experiencing a lot of the consequences of that here on Earth. There were 2 big geomagnetic storms, one in May and October of this year, and they were so powerful that they brought the aurora down to and up to latitudes closer to the equator. So I think I heard of people who saw the aurora like in Florida.
I did. I remember people being like, it's in Denver or whatever, and I was like, what? That's not where it's supposed to go. So is it that it's migrating, or is it that it's always been there? We just like couldn't perceive it with our human eyes.
Oh, it is not usually there. And it's not that it's moved away from the North Pole. It's that it's extended down.
Amazing.
So the reason we have aurora in the first place is because the sun is constantly giving off this wind of electrically charged particles.
Wow.
We call this the solar wind.
Oh.
And when those particles meet our Earth's magnetic field, they travel along the magnetic field lines and they get concentrated at the poles.
Cool.
And the interaction of those charged particles with different molecules in our atmosphere produces bright, pretty colors that we can see.
Amazing.
And the colors themselves do tell you like what molecules are in the atmosphere. So like green does mean something different from red versus yellow.
Awesome.
But they're usually not coming this far south because it's usually not enough charged particles from the sun to create a strong enough interaction.
So what's the somewhat bad part about that? It's mostly good, but what's the bad part?
Yes, you were paying attention, I see. So we get these pretty light shows, but we also have to deal with the negative consequences of solar flares and something called a coronal mass ejection. So on Halloween, actually, the sun put out an X-class flare. It didn't result in a CME, a coronal mass ejection. That's what happens when a flare is so strong that it actually flings some of the sun's like physical material away from its surface.
Whoa.
And that is what is happening when we have one of those intense geomagnetic storms. But a flare, like the magnetic activity and energy coming off of a flare, even without the mass ejection, can be even more dangerous. An X-class flare is the most powerful type that we can experience. And when energy gets released in that way, because it's electronic and because it's magnetic, it can interrupt our power grid. It can interrupt our satellites to mess with communication and navigation. So like GPS with a powerful enough flare could be taken out.
Oh my God.
It messes with our own magnetosphere, like the layer of our atmosphere where a lot of magnetic activity takes place in the Earth. So yeah, there are real consequences, especially if your like infrastructure isn't prepared. But luckily, we've gotten better at predicting these types of flares, and there are some precautions we can take. So I got like a bunch of news alerts about a month ago when the geomagnetic storm happened in October. There were like news sites in New York warning us about potential communication dropouts, potential navigation dropouts. So we were prepared. So like there wasn't much damage to the system.
That is fascinating. I remember, and I think it must have been mostly in New York, but we saw it a little bit out here too, like these posters that would come up on like bus stops that were like do you have your emergency plan in place? And I'm always like, and this was like earlier this year, and I was like, what are they implying is going to happen? I think it might have been earthquake stuff, but it's so funny, like, that some people are so tapped into this that they're aware, like, hey, something's coming. And then everybody else like, what?
Yeah. And most of the time it's okay to just be like, what? And be oblivious.
Yeah.
Because scientists have done the hard work of preparing for you.
I love scientists. I'm not myself a scientist, but what a thankless job and like, honestly, kind of for the love of the game. Like,
because it's not money.
It's not.
You don't make a lot of money.
None of this is money. No. I'm a writer. No, there's no money. It's just the joy of the thing. Maybe someday. We don't know. Man, okay. And so with the radiation or the magnetic stuff that was happening with the sun, that's not like something humans cause. That's just like a thing that the sun be doing.
Correct. Yeah.
Wow.
A lot of the things that are happening now, we caused it. Like all of the hurricanes, the atmosphere stuff. I think even the orcas getting mad at us. Yeah. That's our fault.
Yeah.
But the sun is doing its own thing.
The sun be doing what it do. Oh, man. Yeah. That's fascinating.
And we have more aurora to look forward to. There's something like 4 or 5 more geomagnetic storms coming before the sun like starts to decline in its magnetic activity. Yeah.
Where are they gonna? Do we know where they're gonna be?
Oh, that's a good question. They usually affect like half of the planet at once.
Cool.
So, well, yeah, we'll all experience it.
Fascinating. Oh my God. Let's do this cat. Let's see what's up with this cat.
The cat who finds a forbidden planet, a robotic cat. This, a planet candidate, we aren't totally sure that it's a planet yet, but a candidate was found in the, quote, forbidden zone around a white dwarf star. And it was found with the MIRI Exoplanets Orbiting White Dwarfs Survey, which is, they've turned it into an acronym, MEOW.
Oh, cool.
It's like a nested acronym, and they've completely left out dwarfs, which is very in line with how astronomers do it. Yeah,
you gotta have a little fun at work.
A little bit. So this survey has found this new planet candidate, and it's not exciting because we haven't found planets around white dwarfs before. We found a couple of them, but we haven't found planets in like this distance away from a white dwarf before. So for some extra context, a white dwarf is the remnant left behind after the end stages of stars kind of like our sun. So our sun, after it burns through all of its fuel, is going to puff up into a red giant.
Yes.
And it's going to get so big that it engulfs definitely Venus, Mercury, and maybe Earth. Earth is on the cusp.
Yeah.
We're not sure yet.
Whoa.
But we call that zone that would get engulfed by the red giant the forbidden zone, and we don't really expect to find planets that close to their white dwarf stars,
because they'd be like destroyed, presumably, right?
Yeah, because they would be destroyed. We do expect to find them further out, right? Because we know that the sun isn't going to destroy Jupiter and Saturn.
Right, it's got that radius. Yeah.
But we found potentially a planet in this forbidden zone using the MEOW survey. And this candidate is about 10 and a half parsecs away, which means it's like almost 40 light years away. from us. The planet itself, if it exists, would be about 3 times the mass of Jupiter, and it's orbiting around the same distance from its star that Earth is from the sun.
Okay, if we did give it planet status, what name are you hoping it'll get?
Oh, that's such a good question. I would name it after a character from mythology who was really tied to like a failed king, like one of the kings who got punished, like Sisyphus or like Tantalus or something.
Like Ramses in the Passover story or something. Yeah.
Right. Oh, yeah. Maybe for exoplanets, we can go away from Greek mythology.
Ooh.
Yeah, that'd be fun. So then I would maybe name it after like, a consort of a dethroned king.
That's cool.
But no specific names are coming to mind.
That's so fair. That's sick, though. I hope it gets planet status, just because, like, I just want him to be included. I want to get him in the mix. Like, come on over, party with us. So this is my dumb anime brain thinking of a very dumb question. So I imagine we're little stubborn guys here on Earth. I don't think we're gonna take this sun expansion thing lying down. Is it possible? Could we build a thruster big enough to basically make Earth into a spaceship and just move it out of its like formation? And out of the radius of danger.
I think I've seen, like, those absurd science questions that people ask, like, I can't think of another example. The one that comes to mind here is once I saw something on, like, Tumblr where people were like, if you had everyone on the Earth crowd onto one side of it and fart up at the sky at the same time, could you generate enough thrust to, like, actually move the planet?
That's crazy. My thing makes sense, okay?
You're right. Well, your thing is like the precursor to that question.
It's true. That's so funny.
It would take an incredibly powerful thruster to move the Earth. In that case, in that scenario, our best bet is actually to hop to Mars.
Oh, okay. Because the other thing I'm curious about, too, so the planets are, in their little line. That is because of the magnetism to the sun? Or, like, why are they in that line? Why are we in that formation?
We are in that formation because all of the planets... So let's go back to the star forming. So the sun formed from a cloud of gas collapsing in on itself. But not all of the material in that cloud made it into the sun. There was debris left over. And because of the young sun's gravitational pull, that debris accumulated in a disk around the young sun. And in that disk, there were tiny little, like, pebblets, not even pebbles yet. They were little particles of dust and gas. And as the disk orbits, it rotates around the sun, there are collisions that happen. And like a snowball building up, those tiny little pebblets become what we call planetesimals. And then they become planets.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And because they all form in this flat disk, they are all in the same plane. And the material that makes up the planet depends on the distance from the star, because when you're closer to the star, you're not going to have ices, and you're also not going to have a lot of like wetter material originally because they're being evaporated away. So you end up with rocky bodies very close to the star, and then further away past what we call the snow line, different materials can freeze, and it's actually a lot easier for them to stick together when they're frozen.
Oh.
Because, like, think about your tongue sticking to a frozen ice pole. They're just stickier. And so it's easier for massive planets to accumulate out there and then collect giant gaseous envelopes. And,
wow. That's amazing. I mean, I'm sure this has been mentioned on this podcast before, but it's like it's such a crapshoot that we like landed in the order that we did, in the distance from the sun that we did, where we have like, I mean, what I perceive as like a, for the most part, pretty comfortable, seasonal life on this planet. That's wild.
That's wild. Yeah.
Damn.
We are so incredibly attuned to the characteristics of Earth that we can't make it anywhere else.
No.
Like we are built for here.
Yeah. Or Mars in the worst case scenario, I guess.
In the worst case scenario, but that's a scenario where even the environment of Mars would change drastically if the sun expanded and got closer to it.
100%. Well, yeah, because like if Mars is kind of the dividing line, like Earth's on the cusp, but Mars is the dividing line, and then the sun being that much larger. Because the other thing I've heard is like the sun's gonna like explode in like 10 billion years or something, right? No, that's not the case. It's just going to expand.
It's just going to expand and then shrink back in on itself.
And then shrink back in on itself. So if it expands, presumably for that time that Mars is close to the sun, like, yeah, that's going to change, like, everything about the geography of Mars, presumably.
It would change a lot. And we are still trying to figure out what the sun's red giant phase will be like.
Ooh.
But, yeah, if it doesn't engulf Mars, that potentially could make Mars more habitable, like it was in the past.
Oh, because water was there at some point.
Because water was there, because it had an atmosphere. The real tricky part, I think, like water is fine. We can take water with us. We can make water in different ways, but an atmosphere is the real limiting factor, I think, because Mars lost its atmosphere. It was stripped away by the solar wind.
No pizzazz.
Yes.
Just beige.
All the drip was stolen.
Yeah.
Just red, just rusty.
It's rusty beige. It's You used to be so cool, Mars. You used to have atmosphere.
You used to have rivers flowing.
You used to have vibes.
You're all dried up. No vibes.
No vibes. All right, what's this last story we have here?
This last story is about the family friend coming by for Thanksgiving dinner.
Oh, this one. Oh, yes.
Yeah, what do you think this one is about?
Okay. I imagine, wasn't there like this bus-sized meteorite that's near the moon and it's going to be hanging out for a little bit and then dipping? Is that what it's about?
Yes!
Oh my God! Yay! I knew one.
You did it. This is about Earth's second, and I'm using air quotes, moon.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
People were calling it a moon, but it is not. It's not like an actual permanent satellite of the Earth. We have a designation for things like this. We call them mini moons or quasi moons.
Like Sailor Moon has mini moon.
Does she?
Oh, yeah. Okay, so there's Sailor Moon, and she's technically the guardian of Earth. Like, Moon, I don't know why they picked Moon, but whatever. It's a great show. But there's Mini Moon, which is her younger, well, you think it's her younger sister, but it's actually her daughter from the future who travels back in time to make sure her parents get together. It's very cool.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize Sailor Moon went into time travel like that.
Sailor Moon? I love Sailor Moon so much. It's a wild show. Yeah. Oh my God. If you haven't seen it, give it a watch. There's Sailor Moon Crystal, which is like the rebooted version as well, which is also really good. It's a good time.
Ooh, okay.
And then I want to know who your favorite Sailor Scout is.
Do they have all the planets?
So they have Venus, Mercury, Mars, Jupiter, and Moon is the core five. And then they have Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, and Saturn. Saturn's like the harbinger of the apocalypse. She's like a 12-year-old girl with like this scythe spear staff thing, and everyone's like, when Saturn rolls through, it's game over, baby.
Ooh,
yeah, she's spooky.
I love that. That has deep folkloric roots.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I have a tattoo of all of the symbols for the planets in the solar system.
That's incredible.
And the symbol for Saturn is a little like sickle.
Yeah, she has the sickle staff. And also all of those symbols are on their wands. So whichever Sailor Scout you have, their wand has that symbol on their little staff. Yeah.
Love.
Isn't that great?
Yeah, you might have convinced me.
Yeah, it's a good one.
I have a friend who's really into Sailor Moon. I think she would love it if I got into it.
I think she'd be thrilled. It's so fun. And you're doing space stuff. It makes sense.
It does make sense.
Yes.
All right, something to noodle on.
Yeah.
But yeah, we had a mini moon. We have a mini moon. If you're listening to this episode on the day it comes out or on the week it comes out, we do still have this mini moon.
Cool.
It's called 2024 PT5, and it was discovered in August of 2024, on August 7th. It was discovered by the Asteroid Terrestrial Impact Last Alert System, or ATLAS. Another acronym.
You gotta have fun at work.
Mm-hmm. It is, you said around school bus sized?
Yeah, that's what I had heard. It was school bus sized.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, it's 11 meters across. I could see that being a school bus. And it is an asteroid that actually orbits the sun. So it's going around the sun. But occasionally, asteroids that are orbiting other things get caught by the gravity of something that they pass by. And that's what happened here. This asteroid got caught by Earth's gravity, and it stuck around for a little while. And from September 29th to November 25th, it is going to be close to the Earth, a little bit further out than the moon, and it's only going around the Earth once, and then it's going to fling away and move elsewhere in the solar system.
I have this need to personify everything, and it feels like a cute little like dog or cat that like strolled into your neighborhood. And it's just passing through, but it's gonna have a little fun while it's here. It's gonna see the goings on. It's gonna be like, what's this little holiday everybody's celebrating? And then it's like, oh man, I better be getting back to my mom, the sun.
Yeah, just put out a little tuna for it, and then it'll be good.
That's fun. 2024 PT5. I hope you enjoy what you see down here on this little dot of ours.
Yes, during your short trip. But that's not the only quasi-moon we have.
Oh.
Earth has a handful of quasi-moons. There's actually one called 2004 GU9, or its official asteroid designation is asteroid 164207. It's been around Earth for a while, and it will be here until 2600. It also orbits the sun, but it has a period of 366 days. So it looks like it's very, very close to Earth. And the International Astronomical Union, which is the body responsible for naming things officially, actually just put out a call for regular people to propose names for this asteroid.
That's so
fun. And
I
am on the panel to choose the name.
Oh, that's so exciting. Okay, so you haven't read any of the submissions yet, presumably.
I have read 15 of, I think, the 200 something submissions.
Amazing.
They've spread them out over all the panelists, and we are meeting later this week to go through our top 10
That
choices.
is so cool. Are there, obviously, don't share, but are there any that you feel are good front runners?
Of my 15, there were 2 that I really liked.
Amazing. That's so cool. Are they more, Greek mythology-esque, or some puns? If it's coming from regular folks, I imagine it kind of runs the gambit, I'm sure. Maybe a Harambe snuck in there,
There were some criteria. It had to be a mythology-focused name. It had to not have any spaces, and it had to be fewer than 16 characters.
That is so funny.
I know, right?
The computer system, it can't handle it. Yeah.
It can't. We have a set number of characters.
That's so funny.
Some people suggested Greek names. I would prefer to have a non-Greek name just because so much of the solar system is based on Greek mythology.
Yeah.
But there were, I would say I only saw, in my 15 submissions, I only saw 2 or 3 Greek references.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so we're expanding out to some other mythologies. That's really cool. That's so cool.
I mean, if you start to look at the moons of the solar system and some of the geological features that we've named on other planets, they veer outside of Greek mythology pretty quickly.
That makes sense. Man, I'm trying to think of what I would submit. I'd probably be Eurydice or something. But if it's just a pretty name.
Pretty name. Yeah, that is our little quasi-moon.
Wow, amazing. What a week. What a week of space news.
I know. Space is never dull.
It's
Gotta
not.
give it that.
It's wild out there. I'm gonna have to start shaking people. Be like, do you know about space?
Yes, there's so much to know about,
dude.
And it's been an exciting time.
Oh.
Have you heard any space musings? Because sometimes a few of these stories I knew I had to include because people texted me asking hey, did you hear about the second moon? Or hey, what's up with those astronauts stuck on the station? So I'm here to say that I can be your personal astrophysicist if you have questions.
The one that I'm curious about is we had 3 supermoons back to back, August, September, and October. What's going on with that?
I'm so glad you asked. A supermoon is not just an optical illusion, as some people say. It is technically a little bit bigger from our perspective.
Wow.
The moon's orbit around the Earth is not a perfect circle, so sometimes it's closer to us, and we call that perigee, and sometimes it's further away from us, and we call that apogee. And when the moon is at perigee, its angular size, so the amount of space it seems to take up in the sky, is slightly larger.
Wow.
And especially when the moon is low on the horizon and you can see it compared to like buildings in your skyline, then it looks really huge.
Wow.
But the difference from like a regular moon to even a really big supermoon is maybe 5%.
But it feels like more, like just fascinating. I will say, I was like, women things, menstrual cycle. I was very, the dates were consistent. And then these supermoons started week earlier and then another week earlier the next month. It was wild. I was like, what is going on here? And I'm like, I think it's the moon. It's got to be.
I am not going to push back against that because, yeah, I think it could be. I'm a new moon girly. Mine is lined up with the new moon. But when an equinox or a solstice comes around, it does flip to the full moon.
I'm telling. There's something. Hey, I'm no scientist. I'm nobody. Nothing about nobody. But I think there's some shenanigans going on. Some little moon shenanigans.
I mean, the oldest calendar that anthropologists have discovered is a little bone carved with 28 notches. And like, people thought that it was a man who made it, and then they were like, but what man needs to keep track of 28 days? And I've always loved that it lines up with the moon's period so well.
Dang, that's fascinating. And the supermoon, having 3 in a row, that's like pretty uncommon, right? Or is it not?
No, because it stays at perigee for a little bit.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. And we don't have any more supermoons coming up this year?
No, not this year.
Okay. Because that was the one that was like fascinating to me. I was like, it just felt like there was a lot of very planetary, weird, cosmic. I mean, I'm a cardinal sign. I'm an Aries, so everyone was like, "You're 15-year planetary blah 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 blah," you know?
Yeah, I'm a Capricorn sun and an Aries moon.
Okay.
So. People were talking about like in November. It's this going to be this
the
period is ending
thing.
for you. Yeah, like Pluto is moving into Aquarius or something. Look, the last 16 years, I've had some pretty bad luck. If that is true, I will only be happy.
Yep, the universe be testing. But again, they give their hurtiest tummies to their fightiest soldiers. So, you know, we've just been out here fighting for ourselves for 15, 16 years. And now we're thriving and we're abundant or whatever they say. I don't know.
Oh, that's amazing. Well, now you're a friend to the universe.
I'm so honored.
Hopefully it won't give you as hurty a tummy.
Yeah, I hope I have a non-hurty tummy. That would be great. That's my New Year's resolution.
Honestly, same. My tummy's been very sad this year.
Yeah.
Well, tummy stuff aside, I would love for you to brag about yourself for a little bit.
Oh my goodness.
And tell the listeners where they can find you and your work online.
Absolutely. Okay, I'll brag on myself. I'm Mayanna Berrin. I'm a little writer person. I'm working on a video game that I'm very excited about at an indie studio called ahhh. The game has not been announced yet, but I'm very excited about it, and I hope it'll be announced very soon. I'm working on Story Quest, which is a YouTube thing we're doing. It's an actual play series, which is for our D&D nerds out there. We're playing D&D and we're filming it. Yeah, our first season is called Supernova. It is set in wild space. Lots of sun stuff, lots of black hole stuff, some fun flying through space stuff. As of today, we just uploaded our San Diego Comic-Con live show to YouTube, so you can watch that. It's like a fun little one-shot adventure with our Spelljammer space characters. And then, I'm over on the Wandering Path Pod with Misha Stanton, editor of this podcast. Adore them. Very, very fun. And then for the next 3 weeks, I'm going to be on Venture Forth. I was a guest player for them, which is another D&D thing. I'm a big D&D nerd.
That's coming
If you're
through.
going to PAX Unplugged, I will be there running games. I'll be running Arkham Horror, so that'll be very fun. That's kind of me. You can find me on Instagram at Mayanna Berrin, and you can find me on Twitter /X/ whatever they're calling it at BE Mayanna.
Wow. That was so succinct and like well packaged.
Thank
Look at
you. I thought I was going on for a little too long, so I appreciate appreciate your perspective.
No, I could listen to you talk about the work you do for a while. So please, yeah, I will include links in
please.
the
Oh my
show
gosh.
notes for this episode. So listeners, go down to those links and check out Mayanna's work.
Come find me. It's fun. We have fun.
I think The Wandering Path is very fun.
Oh, I'm so glad you do. Thank you so much for listening.
Of course, yeah. Misha said that they were putting out this like new actual play thing that they were working on, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah. And then I listened to it, and I was like, I should have had no doubts.
Hey, it's hard to fall in love with a thing, and it's fun when people do, and we've been getting a lot of lovely support, and we're so appreciative. And yeah, it's been a really lovely year. It was a year in October that I got the first text from Misha about meeting to talk about this podcast back in like October of last year. So it's crazy. How much lovely joy that show has brought to my life. And they brought us together because of Misha.
Yes, and you brought so much joy into my life.
Oh my God.
For this last hour. Thank you.
Thank you.
I feel like I can feel that someone is rubbing on the genie lamp.
Oh yeah, they're calling. All right, duty calls.
Duty calls.
Time to go make
It's
some
okay.
wishes happen.
But no matter what drink you are wishing for from the juice fountain, you're still space.
We are space.
Pale Blue Pod is hosted by me, Dr. Moiya McTier, aka the universe's bestie. I created the show with original co-host Corinne Caputo, a comedienne extraordinaire, and help from the Multitude Productions team. Our theme music is by Evan Johnston, and our cover art is by Shay McMullen, and our audio editing is handled by the incomparable Misha Stanton. I am Go Astro Mo everywhere online, and you can stay in touch with the show and the universe by following Pale Blue Pod on Instagram or checking out our website, palebluepod.com. We are a member of Multitude, an independent podcast collective and production studio. So if you like Pale Blue Pod, you will love the other shows that live at multitude.productions. And if you want a shout out on the show and research notes for every episode, you can join our community over at patreon.com/palebluepod for just about $1 per episode. Thank you so much for listening to Pale Blue Pod. I'll be back next week. Bye.